Hello and welcome to Let's Go Racing. Dani Gibson here with Dick Jerardi, and we're in our post-Derby haze. It was a great Kentucky Derby here. We had live racing here at Parx. It was filled with fans, lots of family fun. They enjoyed live racing right here at the track, and many stayed around to watch the Kentucky Derby on the big screen. And be sure to come back and join us again next Saturday, May 16th for Preakness Saturday. We're going to do it again right here at Parx, live racing, so it's going to be a packed house. I enjoyed the Preakness and all the Parx races right here and family fun in our picnic area. So a great day right here at the racetrack, but all eyes were, of course, on Churchill Down. It was the 152nd Kentucky Derby. It did not disappoint. They were running for... No, it was a good one. $5 million on the line.
Depends on your perspective.
Well, that is true. It disappointed with our bets, but for...
My point, exactly.
Yeah, but for sentimental stuff, it did not. So 3-year-old's going a mile and quarter, and further ado was all the money came in on him late, 5-1.
It was really, that was one of the hardest things, Dani, to figure out who's going to be favored, right? And at the very end, further ado ended up being favored with Renegade and So Happy. So Happy took all this money, which I could never figure out. Obviously, the story was there and the name, but yeah, So Happy should have been like 15-1. It was 5-1.
Yeah, and Mike Smith too. I mean, they could have been betting the veteran and stuff.
Possibly. I found that a little strange, but there were a lot of strange goings on Derby Day, as usual.
6 speed as expected, setting the pace of 46.44. Opening half mile here. The lead is 2 lengths. So Happy and Japan's Danon Bourbon heads apart. Second and third. Wonder Dean is fourth in behind them. Litmus Test is fifth along the rail. An emerging market, Pavlovian. Further Ado is in behind them. Further Ado about 7 lengths behind under John Velasquez. And then Potente down to the inside and Chief Wallaby. Commandment has 7 to make up. He's outside of Intrepido, then Incredible. Renegade is in behind that group. He's on the rail. He's got 10 lengths to make up as 6 speed and Danon Bourbon are 1-2 on the far turn. Mike Smith and So Happy are there to their outside. 2.5 back. And then down toward the inside comes Emerging Market as they make their way to the top of the stretch. Further Ado is getting going on the far outside with Commandment. They're both putting in their runs as they arrive into the final furlong. O'Sally is also gaining ground on the far outside as they come to the last 16th of a mile. Danon Bourbon in front. O'Sally a huge long shot. Renegade and Golden Tempo are closing too. Here's Golden Tempo! Golden Tempo and Cherie DeVaux make history!
All right, well, Golden Tempo picked it up from the back and made that outside run. And how easy. All you had to do was box the Ortiz brothers.
Yeah, it's an easy game. Yeah, box the Ortiz brothers. Look, Golden Tempo was 5 lengths behind the second to last horse going into the first turn. I figured 25 lengths behind. At the top of the stretch, Dani, I thought Danon Bourbon was going to win by 5.
Same.
I thought he was going to do a Barbaro. Frankly, I do not understand what happened in this race. It was the lowest Beyer speed figure in the history of the Kentucky Derby at 95. I couldn't come up with Golden Tempo. Look, I'm in the game for a couple of reasons. The gambling and the stories. I love the story. Cherie DeVaux, the first ever female trainer to win the Derby. Awesome. She deserves it. The owners, I mean, we're talking old school, the Phipps stable, Vinnie Viola and Teresa Viola from St. Elias. Jose Ortiz winning his first Derby. All that stuff was great. The result to me made 0 sense. I just can't figure it out, Dani. If you think about it, the horses that finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Early in the race, they were 18th, 15th, 17th, 10th. 3rd, that was Danon Bourbon, 13th and 14th. So you're saying, well, it just melted down, right? All the dead closers came. But the pace really wasn't that fast for that track. That track was lightning fast. Danon Bourbon, if you watched all of his races, as you and I did, that's the same move he made in all of his races, and he just had nothing at the 8th pole. At the 8th pole, I'm thinking I'm going to win easy, and then at the I'm getting passed by a maiden. What is going on here? So I can't really explain it. The horse that won, Golden Tempo, was always going to have to win that way, making the last move. I'm not sure he wins another race, frankly. I mean, it's set up as it turned out. The second horse, Renegade, was unfortunate. Got run into the rail at the beginning. There's no way I'm coming up with O'Sally. I mean, come on, 70-1. He should have been 700-1. But it's the Derby. Weird stuff happens. And frankly, I don't understand the result. I don't know who's showing up in the Preakness, but you know what? the stories were phenomenal, and that's ultimately what it comes down to. Man, I was counting my money. I was actually at the 8th pole. I was looking back for my exacta horses. That's how sure I was winning.
I was like, DJ's a genius. I was so glad he made me watch all those Japanese replays. But yeah, I totally agree. We often talk about the best horse doesn't always win the Kentucky Derby. For me, the best horse was Renegade.
Yeah,
he just had so much trouble. And here's her post-Derby.
Approaching the first turn, you're 15 to 20 lengths behind, but he's settling in well. What are you thinking at that point?
That's how he runs, so it's not like we really did anything different than he hadn't done in his previous starts. You know, there was a lot of speed on tap on paper, and that materialized. And you know, I watched Jose come up and get himself in position going into the final turn. And about the 3/16 pole, I thought we're probably going to win this, and then I really kind of blacked out after that.
I knew my horse was a deep closer, so I don't have any interest in being involved early. You can see the way I broke. I just want to go to the rail and save ground, you know. So I did that, and I was hoping for a big run late, and I was hoping for a fast pace, and I'm glad we had it. I felt like I had a horse, so I was following Irad on Renegade. I felt like we were moving along very nice, so I felt like going outside of him wasn't gonna hurt me. I think he was the horse to beat, so I'm just very happy we won the race.
Sheree, you know that a lot of the stories are going to lead with the fact that you are the first woman to train a Kentucky Derby winner. What's your reaction to that?
I'm just glad I don't have to answer that question anymore.
Thrilled for Sheree DeVoe. She's a great representation of women in our sport. She's just very inspiring.
You know what's wild about this? She started in 2018, in May of 2018, so basically 8 years ago. Her first year, she didn't win a single race.
No, I remember.
She went 0 for 29. And then little by little, she started getting better horses, and the horse that really was her breakthrough horse was She Feels Pretty for the Jacksons. She's won 8 Grade 1 races. She Feels Pretty won 5 of them, got her a divisional championship, and now right now, long way to go, but she's ahead of the pack for the 3-year-old championship because she's got the Derby winner.
It's 22 that I've heard that you can't be a great trainer unless you get great horses, but you can't get great horses unless you're a great trainer. How difficult was it or challenging was it for you to get trainers or owners to trust you and really give you?
Well, you have to just keep going. Like I said, it took me 11 months to win my first race, and coming from a barn that I previously had worked at, that's not an easy task, but nothing's given to us. I think I stupidly read comments on Twitter back in the day, and you know, I think a lot of people thought it was going to be easy because I was from a high-profile barn. That's not the case. You just have to prove yourself, and you know, nothing is owed. You know, I could win this race, and nobody can send me a horse, and that's okay too.
So, Danny, a week from now is the Preakness. As we're talking now here midweek, we don't have any definites from the Derby. Sheree DeVoe said she decided at the end of the week with Golden Tempo. I'm hoping I'm wrong about this, but reading between the lines, I got a sense they're probably not going to run, given that he's had a lot of time between races. Hope he does come. Baffert told me a couple weeks ago, he says he was really upset with what happened in Santa Anita Derby with Cherokee Nation because he missed the break. He says, I'm winning the Preakness. Well, naturally, Preakness future book, I bet Cherokee Nation. I have him at 22 to 1. Bob, I hope you're right.
Yeah, well, he's going to have a bunch of new shooters in there and a lot of uncertainties with horses shooting to the Preakness from the Kentucky Derby.
We're going to see him later, but please no crude velocity in the Preakness. I mean, he was awesome on Saturday, but I don't want him in against the other Baffert horse because crude velocity is a lot better than Cherokee Nation. Save him for later, Bob. Thank you.
That's a nice horse. All right. Well, we're going to have more from Derby weekend, including the Kentucky Oaks after our first break, and more racing from Parx.
And it's Explorer turning for home in front.
Some call you the Sultan of Slots. Others, the Baron of Baccarat. The rest, just Meemaw. I'm tapped in. I'm tapped in. But no matter who you are, you know there's always another way to win on the Parx app. New casino users score up to $1,000 bonus back in their first 24 hours. Take those pearls, Meemaw.
We've got your new Ford right here at Chapman Ford of Horsham. Looking for a new Bronco Sport? We've got them. Maybe a new Escape? Got plenty. Want a new Explorer? We have them too. Maybe you have your eye on a new F-150. Huge selection for you. If it's a new Bronco you've wanted, you are in luck. How about an EV? The Mach-E and F-150 Lightning are both in stock. And with great lease terms and low APR financing available, we can help you get the new Ford you want. Chapman Ford of Horsham.
Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Go Racing. Well, of course, we were just talking about 3-year-olds that ran in the Kentucky Derby, but we've had a very exciting 3-year-old that's been racing right here at Parx. What could be next for our PA-bred wonder?
So the plan is for Shane's Wonder, undefeated 3 for 3 from Uptown Charlie Brown, is to run in Saturday's Chicklang Stakes on Preakness Day at Laurel. Obviously, Alicia Ruiz will not be able to ride. He's in suspension right now, but you're going to have all the top riders in the country are going to be there. And Freddie Velasquez, he knows those people, so I'm sure they'll find a really good rider for Shane's Wonder. And we'll get a sense of how good he really is. Is he good enough to run with the top 3-year-old sprinters in the East? We'll see. Yeah,
we'll be looking forward to that race and, of course, rooting him on, all of his Parx fans. Well, speaking of Parx, let's get to some local racing. This was Monday's 8th race. $16,000 claiming horses going a mile and 3/16, a little bit of a different distance we had. And the favorite was Preach It Warrior in the new barn of Esteban Padilla, but coming off a nice win.
Everybody likes to claim this horse, and I mean, I get it. The horse likes to win. So you like horses that like to win.
And he's a PA bred, and he is a runner. Devil's K, Jamie Ness, second choice.
Jamie Ness, how does he do here at this racetrack?
Here it is, Monday's 8th.
Preach It Warrior, he's coasting along by himself now, doing it well within himself. Devil's Keys in second. Cody Pass, then to the outside, Bob John Ray. Mucho Mojo getting a little closer along with Nixon Joy, 48-4 for the half. Now they head into the far turn, and with the lead, Preach It Warrior. Devil's Key makes his move now. They're on even terms. Back to Cody Pass, losing some ground. It's Bob John Ray, he has dropped back last. They're around the far turn, and Devil's Key's taken over from Preach It Warrior. Cody Pass, Mucho Mojo, Nixon Joy's gotten the cue, and again dropping back last, Bob John Ray. Around the far turn they go. Devil's Key with the lead. Preach It Warrior, after leading for most of the way, he is fighting back gamely to the inside, but Devil's Key full of run. He's opening up now. Devil's Key with the lead. Nixon Joy, he's on the scene late, making up ground down the center of the track, but a lot of work to do to reel in Devil's Key, who's built up a cushion, a 16th left. Devil's Key, Nixon Joy chasing, but not getting to Devil's Key. Devil's Key with the win. Nixon Joy second.
All right, Devil's K does get the win, and it was a long race, a mile and 3/16, and the track was a little heavy, so you saw them kind of slowing down towards the end, but Yedze Hazelwood was aboard and got the win for Jamie Ness.
Yeah, by the good sire, good magic, and Jamie Ness, as we speak, Danny, has 19 wins from 5,000. The only 9th trainer in history to get 5,000. At the rate Jamie's going, he's going to be in the top 3 after not too much longer. He is on an extended roll.
Yeah, and he's a name that is going to go down in horse racing history,
No
that's
question.
for sure. All right, let's keep it going with local races. We go to Tuesday's 9th race, allowance optional claiming, a few in for the $50,000 tag, and we'll see some going to new barns after the race. A mile and 16th is the distance, and the favorite is Otter Mischief for Lupe Preciado by Maximus Mischief.
Yeah, and it's been in against some good ones, and if comes back to his best, is going to crush this field.
Duration has the lead. He opens up over Otter Mischief, then it's a gap back to Adaro to his inside, lure him in. Boss Logic and Happily Delusional. He's content to trail, 24 flat. The opening quarter, Duration continues to lead, and Otter Mischief continues to chase. He's trying to close that gap. He is in second, about 2 back from Duration. Then it's back to lure him in, Adaro 4th, followed by Boss Logic 5th. Happily Delusional, they are fairly strung out, and Duration opens up again. Michael Sanchez presses the gas, and Duration keen to respond. 47 flat for the half. They go into the far turn. Duration with the lead. Otter Mischief a long way back to lure him in. The 9-year-old, he's third. Then it's Adaro, Boss Logic, Happily Delusional, can see them all. They go through the far turn, and still with relinquishing the lead now to Otter Mischief. Otter Mischief has made his move on Duration. They are well clear of the rest of the field. Otter Mischief taken over from Duration, and Otter Mischief now opening up. Duration, after setting the pace, has no real response. He's back into second. Boss Logic Logic a long way back. He's in third, but Otter Mischief, he's now opening up under Paco Lopez. Otter Mischief has left Duration behind.
Otter Mischief did get the win with Paco Lopez, who had himself a day on Tuesday. We see him riding here, and a couple claimed out of there for the $50,000 tag. Lure Him In was claimed, and Nadero was claimed.
Interesting, and the winner won by almost 9. Never in doubt for 1 second.
All right, it's time for national races, and we look back to the 3-year-old fillies and the Kentucky Oaks. It was Friday at Churchill Downs, $1.5 million. They go a mile and 1/8, and Zany, post-time favorite.
And for the first time ever, this race is under the lights. It was about 8:40 p.m. on Friday night. They obviously had a giant crowd. A lot of the people had left, Danny, to go out to dinner and all, but they were gambling like never before. The TV ratings were off the charts. They will keep the Kentucky Oaks at night, given what the success they had this year.
Percy's Bar, named after that bartender at Keeneland, and Bruce said he's had a cocktail there. I think I did too.
Of course Bruce has had a cocktail there. Why wouldn't he?
And they're on to the turn with Explorer still the leader. Flavian Pratt and Explorer. And they've been in front every step of the way, and their lead is up to almost 2 lengths on the far turn. Meaning is sent up on the outside, and waiting for some running room is Counting Stars. Now, here comes Always a Runner, and she is going by horses one by one on the far outside, and they're into the stretch, and it's Explorer turning for home in front, Meaning to the outside. Always a Runner continues to bear down on them with 1 furlong to run. Meaning Explorer, Always a Runner on the outside. It's Meaning, Always a Runner keeps coming. Explorer's down toward the rail, but it's Always a Runner. She's going to do it in the Kentucky Oaks. Always a Runner. She's always a winner.
Always a Runner gets it done, wins the Kentucky Oaks in her 3rd start. Jose Ortiz wins the Kentucky Derby, wins the Oaks, sweeps it just like Brian Hernandez did.
Yeah, he had some weekend, and it was the Gun Runner Exacta, Always a Runner over a Meaning, and Chad Brown did a phenomenal job with this filly. If you heard all the stories, she had pneumonia, she missed time, she was this, and they finally got her back to the races, and then she was awesome. I mean, she was way the best. 94 by her, 1 point behind the Derby. Hell, she might have won the damn Derby. She was really good. Meaning, poor Michael McCarthy. He felt like the Derby last year, right? Took the lead in the stretch like journalism and then got passed. But she ran great too.
All my money on Meaning, and I would have had a nice little chunk of change. I was hitting my floor hard at home, cheering her home. But
your favorite trainer had a great weekend.
He did.
As we shall see.
Winning the Oaks and the Derby in the same weekend, not too bad.
Not at all.
And your first Derby. Just
Yeah, unbelievable.
How's it feel?
It feels great. Unbelievable weekend, but you know, it's the result of all the hard work I put in for the last 15 years.
Congratulations to Always a Runner, and Jose Ortiz was on fire. We're going to talk about him a little more. Let's get to the Grade 2. Ali Sheba, $750,000, nice chunk of change there, going a mile and 16th, and it's our Pennsylvania Derby winner, Baeza's favorite.
First start in 2026, and now with Bill Mott, unfortunately after the sad death of John Sheriffs, and same ownership, and they gave the horse to Bill Mott, and obviously Baeza was a really, really good 3-year-old last year.
And Skippy Longstocking, a fan favorite, second choice, Tyler Gaffleone, of course, for longtime trainer Safi Joseph.
Also a PA Derby alum from back in the day, most recently won the Essex, and before that the Pegasus World Cup.
What's new, trying to ward off East Avenue. The two of them shoulder to shoulder off the turn. Skippy Longstocking pops outside, and it's putting in a run, and Corporate Power's coming as well. Grande in behind Baeza, trying to sustain that rally. Furlong to go. Corporate Power, Skippy Longstocking nose to nose. Baeza trying to pick him up late. 100 yards to go. Corporate Power gets to lead. Skippy Longstocking fights on. Baeza third. Corporate Power won it.
And it's Jose Ortiz again, this time on Corporate Power. Look, he won. Him and Skippy were in a battle. There was an objection they looked at, but Baeza was the best horse in the race. What happened at the start?
Yeah, I mean, the assistant starters apparently just still had a hold of him, and the jockey was screaming at him, don't start, don't start. They started, he missed the break by 5 lengths, came running. Baeza was great. He'll be a major factor in the older handicap horses this year, and what a great group we have, sovereignty and journalism and all the rest.
I mean, to overcome a horrible start and still made that huge run, he was 5 lengths the best, like you said, and I totally agree. All right, well, there was great racing on Kentucky Derby Day. Here is the Grade 2 Pate Mile. This is for 3-year-olds, one-term mile. And this horse, DJ, you've been talking about him for a while. Crude Velocity, post-on favorite.
Yeah, go back if you haven't had a chance. Go back and watch his first race. It's just an amazing race. And then he ran 100 Beyer in his second race. And this is a match race on paper. Englishman, the one for Cherie DeVoe is all speed. It's Jose Ortiz, but it's Baffert, it's Giroux, and it's Crude Velocity, the fastest 3-year-old in America. Check it out.
They're off the turn. Englishman set down for the drive now. Continues to ward off Crude Velocity. Englishman wanders inside. Crude Velocity is not backing down. Crude Velocity coming after Englishman. And here's Crude Velocity to grab the lead right at the 16th pole. And it will be Crude Velocity.
And it was the match race we hoped for, but Crude Velocity was too good. Shook loose with Florent Giroux, and I think we all scored a nice little payday there.
Yeah, it was a good day. With Crude Velocity, they went 22.06, 44.20, and 108.13, and he was chasing those fractions. He was great. The second horse was really good.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they don't run him back in the Preakness. He's the 4-1 favorite in the future book off of that race. Everybody was betting him before the 6 o'clock cutoff. I just think it'd be too much too soon.
Yeah.
This is a real talent, and I don't want him in there because I don't think I can beat him. And I already have another horse in there at 22-1, but this is the fastest 3-year-old in the country, and it'd be interesting to see how Bob manages this horse. But that was a brutal race, chasing those fractions and then coming back in 2 weeks. That'd be asking a lot.
It would take a lot out of him, and I heard Bob Baffert and Cherie had a little side wager, so, but I'm sure she got the last laugh in the end.
She had a good day.
All right, well, we're going to go to another break. When we come back, we have more from Churchill Downs on Best of the Rest.
My team at BetParx Online Sportsbook and Casino has a great offer for new users. Download the BetParx app, open a new account, and get up to $50 back on your first sports bet if it doesn't win. Plus, you'll get a BetParx bonus box with 50 BetParx coins and 50 bonus spins on the BetParx Collect 'em online slot game. For details, visit betparx.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to Let's Go Racing. We have a lot of talented riders here. Let's see who got this week's Jockey of the Week. Congratulations to George Vargas Jr., our Jockey of the Week. He delivered 2 powerful wins and finished in the money on every one of his mounts. An outstanding week in the saddle. Jockey of the Week is sponsored by NovaCare, the power of physical therapy. Lots of wins here at Parx Racing the last week, but let's see who got this week's Trainer of the Week honors. Congratulations to Lou Linder Jr., our Trainer of the Week, with 2 wins on the board and a sharp, successful claim paying off in a big way. It was a standout week in the barn. Trainer of the Week is proudly sponsored by the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Now it's time for another Turning for Home family photo. This is Musical Heart, and he loved being a racehorse. Raced till he was 10 in the state of Pennsylvania. Horses can only race till they turn 10 years old. So what a quick and happy transition for him. And he found his new best friend Avery, and what a duo. All right, let's get to Best of the Rest. We go back to Churchill Downs. This was on Friday's card. It was the second race, and we're interested because John Service has 5-a-side in here.
Does have 5-a-side, 7-5, and it's going to run well. The 9 horse, but the 1, a Malfi Drive, just a little too good. It's going to end up winning this by 3. 5-a-side, a pretty good second for our man John Service.
Yeah, and Blaine Service, his assistant, was out there holding it down, but great second place effort for them. All right, let's get to the 10th race. This is the Churchill Downs Stakes, 7 furlongs. Some really nice runners in here.
Yeah, Knightsbridge, the big favorite, the 6. He just doesn't pop at all. He's up there early. Watch this move from the 8, T.O. Elvis. The only move better than the move T.O. Elvis made was the one the CAW or whoever the hell was betting on this horse did, 12-1 to 5-1. Danny, this was on Derby Day with all this money coming in. 300,000 was bet on the last click on T.O. Elvis. The boys made over $1 million.
Elvis was in the building.
Yes,
nice
he was.
win.
And apparently they're going to bring him back for the Breeders' Cup Sprint at Keeneland. The Japanese horse could not have been more impressive. 108 buyer figure.
Legit horse. All right, let's go to the Turf Classic. This is a Grade 1 going 1 1/8, and Will Walden talked about how he went to Aidan O'Brien for guidance with rhetorical when it was the layoff, and he was so powerful here.
Yeah, just loosened the lead, and this horse looked like the winner every step and just ran away from the field. Had a very good 25 and IRAD, rhetorical, going. He'll be a major factor in the turf division all year long. We're not showing it, but your man Michael McCarthy had himself a day too. Won a grade 1. Michael McCarthy, he's the man.
That's why he's my favorite trainer on the West Coast. He knows that. He's my favorite trainer anywhere in the country, other than my husband, of course. All right, let's go to this week's PTHA Trophy race. It was in Tuesday's 6th race. Lots of cool old knockers in here, but you got to give it up to Assad with Frankie Pennington.
Yeah, as you pointed out to me a second ago, Danny, this is 115th start for Assad to be the 18th win, and you got to love these 9-year-olds that just keep firing for our man, John Kirby.
And I talked with John Kirby after the race, who has such a love and connection with this horse. Well, really excited to do this interview. John Kirby sent out Assad in this week's trophy race, and I feel like you just know this horse so well, and 7/8's really set up nice for him.
Yeah, he loves the distance, and I definitely know him, and he knows us. We keep claiming him back just because he's the coolest horse. He's so honest, and he's going to be mine when he retires, one way or another. So we just love him, and he tries every time.
This is Parx. This is how you roll. This is how it goes. This is how you pop. This is how you rock. Take a chance, do a dance, little romance. This is how you. This is how you excite. This is how you all night. 360 hit me. Now we're going all in. I can feel it calling. The crowd, the light, the night, the sights, the vibe is right. This is how you. This is Parx, Pennsylvania's #1 casino experience. This is how you win.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to Let's Go Racing. Ion Racing, of course, no Triple Crown races today, but Monmouth Park is open. We're excited to see our friends on the Jersey Shore and some nice stakes races in New York.
For sure. Irish Maxima for John Service, Frankie Pennington in the Ruffian, and we have the Peter Pan, which is the annual local prep for the Belmont Stakes.
Yeah, we're going to be sad when Aqueduct closes, but looking forward to the new Belmont. Well, time for Parx Picks, and we have a really good race for you. Monday's 9th. Lots of top sprinters going 6 furlongs. My heart is on your pick, but I'm going with Counter Spy. Post 3, I think there's a lot of speed in the race. Francisco's got this horse to relax just a little bit, and in the honor of Gun Runner, he's the son of Gun Runner. Bobby Moscow, Jack Armstrong are the connections.
Winning time for me. Love the name. 3rd race back after the substantial layoff for Kate DeMasi. I think winning time is getting back in the winner's circle.
Yeah, and Paco Lopez suits him well.
Yes, he does.
All right, check out Gate to Wire this week. Bruce and I talked with Bobby Moscow and Jack Armstrong. They just teamed up for a big milestone. And we talk about their long-term partnership. They've won a lot of races, and they're really great guys in our sport.
Yes, they are.
Well, what a great time we had here on Kentucky Derby Day. Come back. We're going to have gates open at 10 for Preakness racing right here at Parx. Watch the Preakness on the big screen. Lots of family fun. It is a great day. You don't want to miss it. Well, thanks for joining us. It was a great show, and Dick and I will see you next time on Let's Go Racing.
Off and racing in the Bet Parx Pennsylvania Derby in a flawless beginning, and seize the ray. He's going to seize the day in the Pennsylvania Derby. Here comes Torpedo Anna, a 16th left to go. Torpedo Anna, the Grizzly has the heart of a lion. Torpedo Anna gets the win, a narrow victory in the cotillion.